complaint presented by concerned Sierra Leoneans worldwide to the International Criminal Court at the ICC here today, 4th August 2023.
14th August.
Sorry, 14th August, my pardon.
No problem.
The letter, the petition I hold here today, is addressed to the prosecutor. And I will give you a synopsis of the analysis of this petition. It's a 30-page petition. Wow. Excluding videos and pictures. This one, as I said, is a statement of fact, and it also gets what we call in law jurisprudence, a case law compared to what has been prevailing and still prevailing in our country. So I read briefly to you. I said, Mr. Karim Khan, Prosecutor, International Criminal Court, The Hague, Netherlands. Dear Mr. Khan, petition against President Maada Bio, his wife, Mrs. Fatima Bio, and the senior government officials in relation to gross, grave human rights violations, which include torture, arbitrary arrest, extrajudicial killings, unlawful arrest and imprisonment, and the widespread, listen to this, and the widespread systematic suppression of civil liberties in Sierra Leone. And I itemize them in 5 themes. Theme 1, I said, Mr. Prosecutor, Sierra Leone is one of the 123 state parties, when I say state parties, mean the countries, of the Rome Statute of the ICC, having ratified this sacred instrument on the 15th September 2000. 2, further to the court's procedures on preliminary examination, we are aware that any individual or group or state can send information or communication to your office regarding alleged crimes that fall within the jurisdiction of the court. Sir, by way of introduction, we are a worldwide group of like-minded concerned Sierra Leoneans, hereafter called Concerned Sierra Leoneans Worldwide, bracket closes, who came together in August 2018 with the aim of agitating or advocating for an end to a catalogue of blatant, targeted bullying, political intimidation, harassment, selective justice, arbitrary arrest, detention, rape, kidnapping, unlawful killings of Sierra Leoneans, plus many other forms of serious human rights violations. As an advocate group, or rather advocacy group, we have been holding a number of legitimate, and I repeat, legitimate, peaceful, and successful demonstrations in London and other cities across the globe. Furthermore, we have also been raising concrete awareness and challenging the menace by publishing series of press releases and a genuine effort to highlight and inform Sierra Leoneans living in Sierra Leone and in the diaspora, the diplomatic community in Sierra Leone, and the wider international community relating to these atrocities and human rights violations being continuously committed by the Bio-led government. Hence, our group has held successful and peaceful demonstrations, submitting petitions in our respective countries and jurisdictions globally. As true believers in the rule of law, democracy, and human rights, we felt vehemently obliged to formally petition grave crimes and particularly draw your esteemed attention to, I will repeat this, to the 10th August 2022 peaceful demonstrations by Sierra Leoneans who continue to endure tremendous pain and sufferings under the leadership of President Maada Bio since he assumed office on the 4th April 2028, for which he has not accounted to anyone today. 3. We, the concerned Sierra Leoneans worldwide, are submitting this petition paper on our complaint to you as a prosecutor of the International Criminal Court against President Maada Bio, the current president of Sierra Leone, his wife and his government, and state actors regarding systematic and widespread gross human rights violations committed against the people of Sierra Leone, which we believe constitute, and I repeat, which we believe constitute crimes against humanity under the Rome Statute. 4. In respect of this, we would like to present factual evidence of awful incidents that took place under President Bio and his administration in Sierra Leone from 2018 to 2023, as described above. The factual evidence and information presented, they are about up to 50 in timeline. I will not be able to read all of them to you, but be assured that all of these incidents that took place in our country have been highlighted here by law and by fact. I'll give you the last presentation where sometimes it were enticed now. I decided to draw the incident in Sierra Leone to support our evidence with a case law. And this case law has to do with Charles Taylor, which in my view, in my legal opinion, could be likened to the current president, which is 5, Prosecutor versus Charles Taylor in Sierra Leone, SESL, Special Court of Sierra Leone case. I said, finally, Mr. Prosecutor, and in citing the Prosecutor versus Charles Taylor case law, it is, listen to this, it is abundantly clear that President Bio and his cohorts have a case to answer. This is because on the 26th September 2013, the Sierra Leone Special Court Appeals Chamber upheld Charles Taylor's conviction that was initially made by the SLSC Trial Chamber on the 26th April 2012 for aiding and abetting the commission of crimes by RAF, AFRC rebels in Sierra Leone. The ruling, which you all know, was both symbolic and historical landmark in the sense that within the context of emergence of international criminal law and the SCSS jurisprudence case law, the judgments reinforced that aiding, quote, and abetting can be established where there is a substantial effect as opposed to a specific direction on the crimes, unquote. The historic landmark in Taylor's case, the conviction and sentencing by the SCSL Hybrid Court, although it generated mixed reactions because some people said it's wrong, or some people said it was in place, brought an end to the judicial proceedings in the Taylor case within the SCSL and a closure for the Sierra Leone people who were able to see that justice had been done. In President Bio's high-handedness, suppression, and, in conclusion, and in respect of the above, as I just read the case law to you, the Taylor case law can be compared to President Bio's high-handedness, suppressive and dictatorial administration. As already mentioned, and with hard evidence, which we've already submitted, accompanying this submission, we are with the conviction that his wife and some state actors could be guilty and should be indicted on several counts of crimes against humanity. Furthermore, it could be argued that the Bio administration will be liable for the counts in relation to individual responsibility and joint criminal enterprise, JCE 1 and 2 liability. The evidence adduced in our submission and presentation above relates to could determine Bio and his wife's guilt under several doctrines. This is important. This is where the legal case law lies. Under several doctrines. Doctrine 1, instigating, ordering, committing, otherwise aiding and abetting the planning, preparation, or execution of these heinous crimes. Doctrine 2, superior and individual responsibility arising from his failure to prevent or punish unlawful acts by his subordinates. And Doctrine 3, President Bio intended to gain both political and physical control of Sierra Leone by selectively subjecting our people to numerous human rights abuses, arbitrary arrests, unlawful imprisonment, murder, extrajudicial killings orchestrated by the government and executed by well-armed state security personnel against innocent Sierra Leoneans, resident mostly in the areas of the main opposition party strongholds, leaving many dead or some badly injured and some still in detention without trial, which is unfair. This act mentioned in each of the alleged crimes can be argued on the lines of Bio and his wife intended some of the crimes and that others were foreseeable consequences of the common purpose triggering both JCE 1 and 2 liability. Given the above, Mr. Prosecutor, concerned Sierra Leoneans worldwide hoped that the same principle, and this is important in my argument, the same principle and case law would be applied to the Bio administration and state actors for potential investigation, indictment, prosecution, conviction, and sentencing in the near future. This way, Bio's responsibility for grave crimes and heinous crimes, which cause untold suffering to many thousands of Sierra Leoneans, if not tens of thousands of victims in Sierra Leone, will bring some measure of justice to those victims who suffer so horribly because of the Bio's and his wife's security personnel and state actors' actions. Just like Taylor, Bio's future indictment, prosecution, conviction, and sentencing will not only bring an end to many years of human rights violations and impunity meted on many Sierra Leoneans, but it will also set, this is important, it will also set a precedent and prove that no head of state or leader could commit such crimes without being held accountable. Lastly, we appeal to the prosecutor to say, Mr. Prosecutor, to support the above submission, we hereby enclose a USB stick that contains evidentiary video recordings and materials that will